Utraloq, the ultimate smart lock. We wanted to upgrade the locks to our house. We wanted fingerprint locks, but we wanted more than just a finger lock or fingerprint. We want to be able to open it multiple ways, like the smartphone, fingerprint, code, and a key. And this is like the best lock you can get that's on the market for fingerprint locks. It comes with a drill guide. Most of the time it's this flimsy like paper that's really thin. This is like cardboard almost. It's really thick and durable. It's not going to move around so much or be hard to work with. It's going to be awesome for there. This is the lock itself, along with the fingerprint and the code reader. Even comes with its own batteries. That's nice. And the only thing you're going to need for this job pretty much is just going to be your screwdriver and your bits. But if your holes aren't pre-drilled, you will have to drill your holes here and here. I'm going to start by removing the door handle on this side. Undo the screws. The handle's going to come off this side. It's going to come off this side. You're going to do the striker screws. Take the striker out. Now for the striker, there's two pieces right here. You can see it turns, and this goes and it like extends, kind of gets longer. That depends on how deep your hole is or your door that you need it to be. You want this part right here to be centered inside this hole. Where it says up, you want to make sure that part is facing up. So I'm going to go ahead and insert this with it facing up like I said. My hole here isn't big enough. As you see the ring in there, I need to get rid of that ring. So I'm going to put my drill in here and drill it out. And now this slips in nice and easy. Put my screw in there and there. Then all you gotta do is put the wire through the hole. Put this in the little slot that's inside there. If you guys can see that little slot, you want that to go right in there and line it all up and it goes right in the hole. Just like so. Now we're gonna put this mounting plate on the other side back here. This side faces up. As you see, it has an arrow and up right there. Put the wires through the hole. And that's gonna go right on here just like so. Then we'll put a screw on each side of these holes. And thread it in. Now it's a good idea to make sure that you're straight on this side and kind of halfway straight on the other side, because everything you want it to be lined up and straight and lined up where it's supposed to be, not all sideways and cocked all over the place. And then we're setting up this guy. We're going to take the cover off. We're going to hook the wire into where it goes. We're going to insert this pole into the hole here. And then there's two screw holes inside here, which we are going to put these itty bitty black screws in. Next, we're going to add the batteries. And batteries are self-explanatory. Now let's go over the app. We're going to go ahead and find the device itself. Once it finds it, you're going to enter a passcode for yourself, the overall code. It's going to ask you which way your lock is facing. That way it knows which way to lock and unlock. Push the button, I can just lock and unlock the door. And you can go into here and you can set up your fingerprints, you can set up your passcodes, your app access. Now you can put on the cover, it's ready to go. And if you're wondering where the keyhole is, all you gotta do is pull this bottom part out, lift that part down, and vice versa, you put it back on. So you put the top on first and then push shut. This is supposed to be one of the most secure fingerprint locks you can get. And if the battery does die, it's got this little port down here where you can plug a little power cord in there and you can power your thing even if the batteries die. But usually the key also works. You can enable or disable the auto lock. You have different settings for 10 seconds, 5 seconds, or 30 seconds. Now we're going to set up our fingerprints. And you can use this without the app and you go through the standalone mode, set up all your fingerprints and stuff, or you can set it all up inside the app. And this is what it looks like setting up the fingerprints on the app. It's going to ask you to stick your finger on there 6 times and you just move it around different places. They want you to move your finger around. You're going to go beep and just move it at different angles and move it all over the place like 6 times, and then it's going to finally turn green. I did it inside the app, so it is already set up. This has a maximum of 50 users. Each user can register 1 code and 2 fingerprints. And then of course you have your 2 keys. You can unlock using the key. Just pull that to this.
Big Dino Adventure. What do you think?
Your code. It's nice that it has this little button down here, that way you can lock the door when you leave. And this is the part that goes in the door frame itself, on the other part that the door striker thing goes into. And you can tell this one, you have the 2 screws like normal, but it also has one back here in the back. That's just going to make it extra strong, extra hard to get that to break into. Share temporary codes, not keys. And it's IP65 rated, so it's weatherproof.